crime was a crime in Brazil, like a serious crime, like you might get up to 5 years in prison, baby, what Miss Daffy say? I'm on the way there. Baby, send me to Brazil, okay? Now, I don't normally talk about crimes in other countries and other stuff like that because it'd be a lot. We already have enough going on here. But this piqued my interest, so I had to bring it to you. Agostina Paez, I think that's how you say her name. If it's wrong, please forgive me. She was in Brazil on vacation. Now, she is from Argentina, but she was in Brazil, and she was in Brazil on January the 14th. Now, okay, she was at a restaurant, and there was a dispute with the bill. Instead of just having them fix the bill and then going about her merry way, when she let them know about the dispute about the bill, they said that she made some racist remarks like calling people monkeys, monkey sounds, things of that sort. She made them feel very uncomfortable, and it was very obvious to them that it was racism, okay? It was to them. It was very obvious. So, them being of Brazil, they knew that, ma'am, that's a crime. So, they called the police and let the police know, and the police come. Now, under normal circumstances in Brazil, they don't give you no bond, and you got to wait until they make a decision on if you're guilty or not guilty, and then the punishment for the crime is up to 5 years in prison for racism because they have a zero tolerance policy, okay? Again, I'm on the way there. A zero tolerance policy. Her attorney did a habeas corpus and they let her out on an ankle monitor and they was going to let her wait until trial. Again, that's not normal, but the attorney that she got a good legal team and she's an attorney herself, I do believe. But her attorney was doing some attorneying, okay? And we know how I love to see an attorney, honey. And they had got her out, but they decided to reverse that on Thursday. So they didn't put her back in and said, you're going to have to wait. You're going to have to wait. It has caused a complete ruckus in Brazil and in Argentina because people in Brazil is like, you need to know the law of the land when you in the land, okay? You need to know what's going down here in Brazil when you come to Brazil. And people in Argentina are like, but y'all got to know we don't do that over where we at. And I agree with them. Whatever the law of the land is, you need to know that law when you get to their doggone land. Okay. But, yeah, she's facing up to 5 years in prison. When all she had to do was just say, fix my doggone bill. They fix it and she going about her merry way. But instead of that, she decided to take below the belt and they said, we know where hell is, and made that phone call to the authorities. But yeah, I might be on the way to Brazil. Somebody buy me a plane ticket so I can go see what they got going on. I like that. Zero tolerance.
So this young woman right here is Isabella Seppa, who was sentenced to 25 years for misgendering a member of Brazil's government. Y'all heard what I said. I know you're tripping right now, trying to make it make sense in your own head. It will not make sense. So y'all may be wondering, did this misgendering come with the execution of Erica Hilton? Did she happen to take her life after this? What happened? Did she assault her? Did she beat the brakes off of her? What happened? Well, turns out that what happened was Isabella, who essentially labels herself a feminist, made a remark about how this individual got a position that no other woman has. And it's interesting that the first person to get that role as a woman is a man. That got her 25 years. Now, thankfully, some sane European nation has opened their doors to Isabella, and she'll essentially make a home for herself there. So, technically, I guess that would mean that she's on the run, but to be honest, I'm down with that because that's absolutely insane.
I was today years old when I learned that it is illegal to be racist in Brazil. Like this woman right here, she's Argentinian and she went to Brazil and basically started making monkey noises at the restaurant staff and they reported her and now she's looking at up to 5 years in prison. I bet she thought shit was sweet. Shit was just so funny. She was sitting there making the monkey noises. Then she walked away like everything was fine. They revoked her passport and gave her an ankle monitor.
If you travel to another country and you start throwing this kind of racial slurs just because you're angry about some restaurant bill, then you deserve whatever legal smoke comes your way. Hate speech does not equal to free speech, rather. And in that kind of connection, these people show that they don't care how educated you seem to be. They don't even mind what kind of passport you hold. and whatever kind of being that you say that the whole situation just got out of hand. It was so heated up, and I found myself saying this kind of racial slurs. There's some people who feel intimidated.
This video is for all my black Americans fellows. Do you guys know that in Brazil people don't play about racism? Do you know that Brazil is has the largest black population in South America? Did you know that being racist in Brazil is considered a crime and that you can actually go to jail for it? Exactly. That's how it should be everywhere. Everywhere. What do you guys think? Let me know in the comments.
So, as many of y'all know, I'm in Brazil. And of course, I like to start my day with a little bit of coffee and global TV. First of all, for people learning languages, it's very important to listen to people with neutral accents, and news is very good for them. But anyway, look, a dude on the news went to jail for going on a racist rant. Went to jail for going on a racist rant. Now I'm American. They like to say, oh, First Amendment, freedom of speech. So clearly I was confused. Oh, he just talking shit? You know, maybe somebody will beat him up in the street, but he going to jail? Y'all, it's illegal to be racist. Like, actually illegal. Like, illegal. And as an American, I just don't understand because, like, there can't be a law there. There always is. Like literally the most we can do is if somebody goes on a racist rant in America is to contact their job or their school and hope that their job and their school doesn't agree that black people are donkeys or some stupid shit. But if you say that in Brazil, like you're going to jail. And it's little cultural differences like this that make me hate America because like that could be illegal. But how many folks you know would actually go to jail if it was in America? Like I have a 7th grade middle
Play around this kind of public racism. Their law actually treats that insult as some sort of a criminal offense. And honestly, what has actually caught a lot of people's attention is that other countries they talk about fighting racism, but this kind of country by the name Brazil has actually gone ahead and enforced it. They are enforcing it by all means. And when people feel embarrassed, when people feel challenged, when people feel so concerned, and when they feel so insecure, and when they feel that they cannot have the situations under their own control, some people reach for the lowest weapon available, and race becomes the shortcut. They say that this kind of insult they think will hurt the most. Now they start um, this kind of a racism, and they start throwing these slurs anyhow. And what makes this worse is that this lady is a lawyer, a trained legal professional, and this lady rather, is someone who understands the consequences because this is what she's been doing for a living. She understands the consequences which comes with some sort of actions, and you can't claim that she didn't know that racism can bring such kind of harm. So Brazil has this kind of a deep racial inequality. Anyone who has gone ahead and studied that country knows that, and at the same time, the legal system has actually drawn a hard line in public spaces. Wherever our social issues are, they don't get you don't get to degrade someone openly and just walk away, because too often people assume that traveling to other country equals to freedom from accountability, but they also think that they can export their worst behavior. They can come with that kind of behavior and start blaming the culture shock. They say, "Oh, we are so shocked that this culture is this way," but you can't blame culture shock. You should actually study how the rules of that country work around. Because when you step into another country, you are actually stepping into their own rules. You don't carry the rules of your land to other people's land because the history their history, their sensitivities might be so different from what you do from your homeland. And if you can't control your mouth when you're frustrated, you are not a victim of you're not a victim of this kind of a strict laws. You are just a victim of your own lack of discipline. You should just be disciplined enough to handle things as an adult without having to stoop so low and start discriminating someone because they have a different color from you. But what's really expensive here isn't the sentence, it is the reputation. The career which this lady has put on stake, the permanent association with that kind of moment. People will always remember her for that kind of thing what she did. Just one outburst, and now there is this kind of a global headline, and your profession might even collapse. And if you can't argue without attacking someone's race, then just stay at home or don't even think of it in the first place. Because if your pride is so fragile that a restaurant dispute can push you into some dehumanization, then that's a character flaw. You have some issues when it comes to dealing with your character. So let us know what you think, whether this lady did was harmful, and whether you're for it or you're against it. Let us know in the comments down below. And if you've not subscribed yet, you can support us by subscribing.